Hello and welcome everybody. It's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me for this week's Pick a Card Weekly Tarot reading. Okay, so just think of a number now between 1 and 5. You can have more than one number if you would like. I will do a psychic tarot interpretation for you. I like to have a little vision first before I turn the cards over. Never know what I might see, and I'll briefly describe and interpret whatever it is I see. Okay, have you got your number yet? I've got mine, so let's rock and roll. Let's go to the board now. Okay, here we go. We're doing card number 1. Card number 1. And I'm closing my eyes. What is that? Ooh. I'm in the cemetery, and there's gravestones here. It looks like there's been a funeral. You can put your umbrellas away. The rain is stopping. Okay, so this means that there's been a recent ending on something. And even if it's not a physical ending, it could be an emotional ending because the rain can indicate tears. It is just as powerful in a way, or maybe even more so, than a physical ending. Something's finished so that something new can begin. It feels like it was just sort of going on, and at least in spirit it's come to an end. And so sometimes it takes a bit of time for the physical world to catch up to what's going on in spirit. So there's certainly a spiritual ending here. Let's see what card we get. The card that comes up is the Chariot. This is fabulous. It's basically saying take the bull by the horns and surge ahead in your life. You don't have to be, holding back anymore. It is definitely a time to use your intuition, though, because these Egyptian cats from the goddess Bast are all about intuition. So it sometimes indicates that some sort of triumphant victory over suffering or over a situation where there was sort of opposing forces, an obstacle, a hindrance, and even though it might have been quite difficult, the balance is being restored now so that you can surge ahead and move forward in your life. And you'll see here she's got a scepter in her hand, so she's taking up the opportunity to be sovereign and to rule over her own life. So that is good news. It's a major arcana card. The effects are likely to go much longer than this week. Okay, so this could be over a few months at least. It could be a time of life-changing decisions, and now the momentum is coming through to you to to take the bull by the horns and put your life in the direction that you want it to go. Alrighty, card number 2. What do I see here? A lot of paper. Time to catch up with paper, but you could also be signing a contract or an agreement of some description. Now, we are in Mercury retrograde shadow at the moment, so do be a bit cautious. If you don't have to sign now, it probably, might be best if you didn't sign, because Mercury will be going retrograde on the 23rd. And so there can be problems with communications and misunderstandings. If you sign a contract, you may find that something changes when Mercury turns direct. September 15th, I think it is off the top of my head. Let's see what card we get. It's Pentacles. Okay, this is particularly relevant because it's about your money, and it is about signing contracts to do with real estate quite often. So you do need to be very cautious. You need to have obviously a lawyer or somebody versed in the law cast their eyes, and maybe a second set of eyes as well as your own eyes across that contract, because something could change. Don't get all your hopes up and then you find there's been a delay. Quite often there's a delay with Mercury retrograde does indicate, though, some sort of celebration. It does indicate some sort of ultimate success. Yeah, just go carefully and double check, triple check everything. Doesn't mean it's going to necessarily fall over or there's any sort of disaster or anything. It just means that if you sign a contract, something could change when Mercury turns direct, okay? So just get somebody else to double check and make sure you get everything explained to you properly so you're not under any misapprehensions and you know exactly what you're getting into. For anybody else, if you're not dealing with agreements, it is a great time to put your house up for sale. It is a great time to do anything to do with real estate apart from Mercury retrograde. So yeah, maybe look into it. It's more a time of planning than doing, I should say. So yeah, it's time for you to go and investigate if you're thinking about it. Okay, anything you started before, say this week, if you started a few weeks ago something, then it'll probably be okay. But anything new that you start now, it could have some changes. Card number 3. I get the colours red and burgundy together, which is a bit unusual. Red can sometimes be about a lot of movement, a lot of activity, busy, and it could be a sign of your blood being pumped around your system, which is probably a good thing. However, you don't want to overdo it with activity. Burgundy is a very interesting one. I often do think of that colour as somewhat grounding. Pinks are usually to do with the heart chakra and self-nurturing, but burgundy can sometimes be to do with having your feet on the ground. It brings some sort of practicality into heart-related matters. All right, let's have a look. Number 3. Okay, the 7 of Cups. This is like reaching out for spiritual attainment. It can be in various areas of your life. There's likely to be eventual success. However, some sacrifice could also be involved. You might need to sacrifice your time or your energy, and just keep on striving and persistently, doggedly be determined to reach what you want to reach. So reach out for it. Sometimes it's also about actually setting boundaries and saying no and just saying stop. So, you're on your path, you're going, and I'm just seeing something here that's very unusual that I've never seen before, and that's these waves. I feel like these are subconscious waves or forces that are coming up, and they can be somewhat turbulent. If you do have to say no to people or be assertive, sometimes they don't like it. But they'll just have to get used to it, okay? So something in your subconscious coming up and being released. You may find during Mercury retrograde, and now we're in the shadow period, up until the 23rd when it does turn retrograde full on, then you may find you hear something from the past comes back, or someone from the past comes back. This is often to do with your emotions, this card. Just remember it means that success in the long term is likely. Okay, so now we're doing card number 4. Closing my eyes again. The garage, stepping out of the garage. This is like a garage that's linked onto the house. So you get out of your car, you drive your car in the garage, you get out of your car, and you walk straight into the house and you don't have to walk outside. So it's like you're undercover, you're enclosed. There's some stability or some safety here, and there's some level of comfort. And it's like you've been on a journey and now in some way you're back home. So you might be returned to something from your childhood, or something from your childhood returns to you. Or something from your school years, particularly. I seem to be picking up like a vibe on school years, okay, or something to do with school. Let's see, number 4, that one underneath. Okay, it's about your talents and your hidden talents and abilities. This is the Nine of Pentacles. You're likely to get some sort of financial success and some sense of outward accomplishment like that you can show to the world. So this is a good thing. This colour here I often associate with Michael the Archangel, and so this is likely to give you some sort of strength. But Michael the Archangel is also a healing angel. It's not all about, you know, him engaged in warfare, as we hear. He's also a healing angel, and he actually told me that once, probably about 20 years ago. And I was very surprised to find that out. But you'll be showcasing your talents, your creativity, and your abilities in some way. It's likely to improve your financial situation. It could be to do with your career in particular. Okay, so card number 5. 5 is alive. What do I see? Okay, just waiting for a picture. Okay, so I've got a metal door handle in front of me that I could see. So this is an opportunity, but it's waiting for you. This is something that's maybe been in the background and you haven't acted on it. You may be aware of something that you could pick up, something that you could achieve, but you just haven't done anything about it. So the ball's in your court. Let's get more clarification on that. I am seeing the colour red as well, requires some sort of effort or energy in order to move ahead. The card that comes up is the red. And the Magician is about transformation. It's about, you know, really changing the situation in your life. There's a lot of wisdom and skill around this, and you could harness the energies of the ether, or spiritual energies if you like. See, she's got the scepter here in this hand. Again, it's like a symbol of sovereignty, of royalty, being sovereign in your own life. The infinite sign up here, you are an infinite immortal being, and you can manifest things for the benefit not only of yourself but the benefit of others as well. Sometimes it's to do with a love relationship, because you see all these red roses, but it can be basically any situation in your life, but action needs to be taken. All this blue in the background, so there's blue, red and green in this card. All this blue is the sky of mind, your thoughts around it, and it's fairly clear too, fairly bright blue, fairly clear. And then we have the green, the growth and the opportunity. Money could also be involved with this as well. Major arcana, so it's fairly important as well. Okay, so we've got 2 majors here and 3 minors. More or less a normal week for many watching on YouTube. This morning on Facebook there was 3 majors and a royal, and that suggests that the Facebook viewers are actually going to have a fairly big full-on week, or actually even a few months. Not so much for the YouTube viewers, but still enough to handle. And a bit of a vibe on money as well could become, you know, a bit of a focus. All right, so that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If this is useful, please like and leave a comment. I would really appreciate that. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell right now if you possibly could. Okay, have a fabulous week, everyone. I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.